Proverbs 22:7. Amen. The word of God reads, "The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the leader." Now go down to 26. "Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties of debts. If thou hast nothing to pay, why should he take away thy bed from under thee?" Go to Romans 13, verse 8. Amen when you're there. Romans 13, verse 8 says, "Owe no man anything, but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law." Now flip over to Matthew, 5th chapter, 42nd verse. Say amen when you're there. The Bible says, "Give to him that asketh thee, and from him that would borrow of thee, turn not thou away." I want to continue trainings in session. This time I want to talk about financial freedom. I read a couple of scriptures for you to hold on to. But go back to Romans 8. And it says, "Owe no man." Amen? As we deal with the Proverbs, it talks about the fact that when you owe somebody something, you are a slave to them that you owe. Amen? How many understand what that's talking about? The reality is, as long as you owe someone, you don't have anything. All of the money that we earn, if it's going out of the household to pay for all of the stuff that we've done, then we have no financial freedom. And we work just to pay bills. And God did not design life for us to work just to pay bills. In other words, if you were one of those people who complain about your job, your 9 to 5, and every day it's a task to go there, there is an issue with your financial freedom. And because there's an issue, you don't like where you are. If you don't like where you are, your work productivity suffers. I never forget when I was working for the government, I didn't want to be there. And when it came time for breaks, you had 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch. Somehow my breaks lasted longer than 15 minutes and my lunch was longer than 30. I was not happy with where I was, but I also wasn't thankful for what I had. And because I wasn't grateful for where I was, I did as I pleased. And because I did as I pleased, I did not have financial freedom. In other words, I owed people. And so the only reason why I had to work was because I owed somebody. Because I went out and became a slave to someone who had something that I thought I wanted. The Bible indicates that if you don't have enough for what you want, then don't get it. Because if you get something that you don't have the means to be able to take care of, then they can come and pull it away from you. I was a collector. Now that's a strange thing. I had no job satisfaction, and I had to pay bills. I had a main job, but on my main job, I had to get secondary jobs. You know what I'm talking about. Because you had done so much of what you didn't have, and you trying to pay everybody, that you now have multiple jobs and no time for sleep. Well, one of my multiple jobs was being a collector for Sears. And while being a collector, you have to have perfect credit, or you can't collect. That makes sense. Don't be asking nobody else for money and you ain't paying your stuff on time. But the bottom line is, I began to have conversations with folks who bought things and had no intention of paying them back. Not only that, because we don't have financial freedom, because we're not secure in where we are, and we're working just to pay bills, we go out and get stuff that we know we can't afford, and then we like to pay the minimum monthly payment. And then we don't understand why our bill is not going down. Now, let me help you out on something real quick. When you go to the store this weekend on these Labor Day sales, and you get no interest for 18 months, and there's a sale price on what you just purchased, you have 18 months in which to pay this thing off. So for 18 months, you are a slave to Sears or Neiman Marcus or wherever it is that you go. Don't wait until the 18 months is over to then start paying on it. Because then the sale that you bought is now gone. The reality is that if you want some financial freedom, we got to start being smarter than what we think we are not. God didn't give us this brain to be stupid. If you're going to buy something like that, then take whatever it is it costs, divide it into 17 months, not the 18 months, to make sure it's paid off in 17 months so that the interest that was accruing, that it shows on your bill, never gets attached to you for not paying on it, and then you mad because you're still paying the same thing. You done already bought the TV 2 times. And folks wonder why they're not financially free. They wonder why they have to work these part-time jobs. God did not give us life to be working all the time. You didn't have children to be working all the time. You know why he gives us these great outdoors? So we can use them. I don't think God invented television. I think that was Satan. I'm serious. I think it was Satan, because the TV is our biggest killer, our biggest destroyer, because it sucks away our time. If we ain't watching TV, we somewhere working. If we ain't working, we watching some TV. You notice I ain't say sleep nowhere in that picture. See, when you don't have financial freedom, it's hard to sleep, because you don't know how you're going to pay this next person. And so therefore, you're up constantly worrying about how you're going to rob Peter to pay Paul. You cannot get financial freedom as long as you owe somebody. And you say, well, wait a minute. I don't make enough. I beg to differ. If you would realistically go through your paycheck and everything that you buy per week and remove the non-essentials, you would be amazed at how much you earn. The problem is, because we don't have that financial security, because we don't have financial freedom, and because we are doing whatever we want to do with our money because we earned it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm spending because I earned it. But if you're not content with where you, how many folks are not in the home they want to be in? You can raise your hand if you want. How many folks don't have the car that they want to have? How many folks are not where they thought they would be at this stage in their life? A lot of those things are based on the decisions that we made that was stuck to the job or the slave mentality of working for someone to pay for all the mess that we created. Credit cards are wonderful things if used responsibly. I never forget when the Lord, he sat me down, he took me through all this stuff and allowed me to become debt-free. The moment you become debt-free, you realize that you have income. Now, in the process of trying to gain financial freedom, I had to sacrifice. I had to stop buying the crab legs that I enjoy. I couldn't buy filet mignon. I had to get cube steak. I can't get chicken breasts. I got to get some chicken thighs. You understand what I'm saying? When you are trying to get somewhere, you have to sacrifice in order to get to where you're trying to go. I don't believe in spending too much on clothes. Because clothes wear. I don't need a designer that ain't sending me a birthday card on my birthday. I don't need the fancy things. I don't need to be at every concert. I don't need to be at every movie. I don't need to be at every venue, because all of these people, while I'm giving into them, ain't never one of them poured into me. And they are taking away my financial security because I'm giving them my hard-earned money, and to go see them is not essential. Now, if I don't have no debt and I'm free, I go see whoever I want to see. Because I don't have anybody that I owe. As long as I owe somebody, I'm a slave to that thing. I'm a slave to MasterCard. I'm a slave to Visa. I'm a slave to American Express. As a matter of fact, I'm so much of a slave that if I miss being out on the field in time, they're going to call me up. When they call me up, then I'm going to talk to my kids and I'm going to lie to them and tell them to tell the person who calling me that I'm no longer here. No, he don't live here no more. He done moved out. No, oh yeah, they divorced and they know, well, her name ain't on the account. And your children are sitting there lying, and then you wonder why this debt thing seems to keep on trickling down, because we never told them how not to be in debt. When God simply says, owe no man nothing. Are you with me? The money that we earn from our jobs is enough if you live within your means. While you are living within your means, pay down your debt. You can't pay the monthly minimum payment. As a matter of fact, they even got so smart now, they show you how long it's going to take to pay off your debt and how much you're going to pay if you pay the minimum monthly. And we disregard that. Look at your stuff and say, Lord, I want to be financially free. The Lord said, become a good steward over what I've given you. See, the reason why God suffers in church is because we're doing too much outside of church. And the one who does not get anything is God. See, God can't receive a tithe or a gift or a love offering because Sears and MasterCard and all them other folks is getting it. But I don't want to just blame it on financial institutions. Let's look at the package store.
All right, go ahead.
Those who like to dabble in the liqueurs, the brews, the wineries, and say they don't have any money. Well, if you look at what you spend on those things and you pull it back, you're going to find out you're spending more money on non-essentials, and that's the reason why you're still in debt. Stop buying that and start putting more on your debt. Those who like to smoke, I'm here to tell you, It costs too much to be a smoker. If that ain't a reason to stop, I don't know what it is. So you can't sit there and tell me, Rev, I ain't paying my tithes because I don't have no money. You can't tell me that because you're spending too much on tobacco that will kill you. Yeah, how you doing? Oh, yeah, you know. I'm walking down the street, you all on your phone, you talking, you got this cell phone, you paying for everything. You got everything you don't need because you got to have a whole plan, see. I got to be able to text everybody and internet. I got to do all these things. Yeah, Charles, what you doing? Uh-huh. Yeah. Really? You ain't saying nothing. Dude, Mother Rachel, we grew up, we had these, right? You could only reach me when I went home. And we only had to pay one phone bill. Both got phone bill and a cell phone bill. You see where I'm going? You can hardly talk about electronics. All these things are nice, but not necessary. And you say, well, how am I going to get in contact with? Well, how did you get in contact before this stuff came? Airmail. Who the hell? But we're spending money in all the wrong places and saying we don't make enough. Cut your bills down. I talked to my wife. My wife, she like her shows, them old Martins and everything else. I said, we need to really cut down this satellite bill. Because there's about 1,000 channels on here. I'm paying for 1,000 channels. Half channels I don't even like. But they trick you because they put the channel you like with this package. And so you got to buy this package to get this channel. And that package costs too much. And you don't watch none of it. And you're sitting there paying out the Dish Network, the Direct TV. Lord knows, I don't know how anybody buy cable because that's so expensive. But we got to have our TV. When I was trying to make it in this world, I didn't have cable. I cut everything off because I was trying to make it. I ain't had time to watch TV. I've discovered that the only people that watch TV is broke folks and people who are not financially free. Because you want to look at somebody else and look at their misery as if you don't have no misery. See, that's why shows like Scandal and stuff like that are so popular. Because it takes you into a world that's not yours, that sometimes you wish was yours, even though you know it ain't yours, but you get glued to it. And as long as you glued to it, you going broker and broker every second. But hey, you got to see your favorite show. But yet you living somewhere where you got to, hey! It's all right, we got to start off somewhere. No. Live within your means. Knock everything down. When I became the pastor here, and I had a higher living expense because my wife works for the government, I work for the government. We're making over 6 figures. We're making plenty of money. And God said, I need you to leave that. And I said, ho. I said, damn Lord, I love you. I said, but they can't pay me what I make right here. They can't get me the future residuals of what I'm going to make if I stay here. He said, who you working for?